So basically we are reading from the columns down that way, although the cards are free-flowing and so they can be sort of intermingled as well. So we see on the first column on the left at the very top is the Queen of Swords, and she is reversed. Now the Queen of Swords is your energy sign. She is the air sign woman. Then we have the Crown Chakra, and then we have Dwal Kul, who is one of the Ascended Masters. He says, remember you are on a path. Take one step at a time to happiness. So when we see the Queen of Swords reversed, she can indicate an area in your life of sort of needing to take a bit of caution and having a few things feel as though they're blocked. Now, interestingly, she's pointing directly to your crown chakra. So the crown chakra is on top of the head, and that could be suggesting that that part of your body may be feeling blockages at this point. So there could be something for some of you going on in your head area. Particularly around your mind or the top of the head, or also we have right next to it the throat chakra as well. So some of you might be feeling tension or anxiety, or are feeling as though things are stuck and not quite going in the natural flow of life. So I think this card down the very bottom, and he's got such a beautiful, warm, calming aura about him, Dwal Kul. When it says Dharma unfolding, that's kind of saying that your life is on its progressive journey. And sometimes we go through periods in time where we either don't necessarily understand what it is that we are meant to be doing, or where we're going, or why certain things are happening. So he's suggesting to you at this point in time to just sit back and relax and understand that this is your life unfolding. And I think there's a very pertinent realm now that we've come to understand, and it's being called in the moment. So if we can, or mindfulness, if we could obtain a little bit of mindfulness, this is what the feeling I'm getting from this reading, that it's telling me a little bit about you guys, that it feels as though there's newness coming, but there's something about releasing the old, or not fully understanding the journey, or not fully being connected with it. So being in the state of mindfulness and being in the present moment helps to release tension and anxiety and thinking, oh my God, where am I headed? What is this doing? What direction? Or why am I not getting what I want? Or why is all this stuff happening as well? Here's a very calming, gentle energy. A little bit of the information about him. He was known as he's a Tibetan Buddhist master. He is said to have had many incarnations, including as a devotee of Buddha himself, and as one of the 3 wise men who honoured the baby Jesus. Through his earthly experiences, he has learned the importance of spiritual practice and discipline, and knows that the path we are on unfolds over time. He is now helping light workers follow their Dharma, which is a Sanskrit word meaning right way of living. When Dwal Kul appears in a reading, he reminds you that your path is unfolding as it should. Take one step at a time and remember that your only spiritual function is to be happy. You are a powerful person with many lessons under your belt and a real capacity to share your wisdom with the world. Take the time to go over what you have learned recently. Recognize the strengths it has brought you and acknowledge where you have been courageous. Dwal Kul is now working with your angel guides to help your journey unfold like a beautiful lotus flower, one petal at a time. And that makes beautiful sense because the crown chakra is the lotus as well of our soul and our physical body and our mind and our emotional body. So I think for any of you who are having either emotional or anxiety or depression or doubts of worry or things just glitching, just know that it's part of a journey and just sit in the present moment if you can to help release any tension. We come to this next column and we see the 2 of Pentacles, we see the throat chakra, and then we see charity. And she says prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven, ask, and you shall receive. So the 2 of Pentacles often talks to us again about balance. And we see this over here, and we felt there was this slight out of balance synergy going on. So for some of you, there may need to be a real determined effort to flow in the realm of balance. Now, this could be around things to do with your finances and career as well as emotional. So sometimes this card turns up when we see people thinking of taking a trip or going overseas, or even applying for a job interview in a different country or state. It can also indicate that finances can be a little bit up and down. So some of you may have unexpected bills that turn up, or things that literally unexpected. So something might go wrong with your car that you have to pay for, or you have a sudden unexpected house bill that wasn't known about. It's things like that that can bring the Two of Pentacles into a reading. But know that the more you work it out and strategize it and implement it with logic, the easier it is to work through any of these things. And you've had the message down here from Charity saying, contemplate all these things and ask for assistance. Don't ever think you're on your own, and don't ever be afraid to ask for help, whether it be physical people in your life, or from your angelic helpers, or from the spiritual essence side of life. We come back in here to the throat chakra, and again, when it turns up, there could often be something going on with some of you in and around that part of your body. So even though I initially said that I had picked up on the red and the base chakra area, telling me that I feel like a lot of you needed grounding and stability and practicality and something to do with your homes, that's saying that there's also this issue going on up in your head area. So the throat chakra can often mean that there's a problem with communicating or communication overall. Some of you may be wanting to say things that you can't, or perhaps you've said things you wish you hadn't. There might also be a problem with signing things like documentation or legal contracts, and that can also be the case when the Queen of Swords is reversed as well. For some of you, you might have things happen in your throat. You might have teeth extracted, or thyroid issues that you need checked with a blood test. Some of you might even be having a thyroidectomy or something along those lines. It could be a sudden, unexpected thing happening with your throat as well. Some of you might even have like a tracheotomy type thing going on in the background, which actually does enable you to breathe more and to speak your words. There's definitely something in here about feeling as though you can't say what you want to say, or you're feeling constricted. Some of you, it is literally breathing. So you might have a cold or a flu. There might be something going on with your ears as well. It feels like it's a health month for you guys, Aquarius, both physically and mentally. And I think it's kind of saying to you, take one step at a time. Don't look too far into the future. Just remember how far you've come, and think of eventually, when you get ready for it, think of how far you have to go as well, and the enjoyment of going into the future. Which comes to the third column, and we see the Fool. And the Fool is about new beginnings, and often heading off into a totally new direction than you've currently been going in. So he can represent travelling, he can represent leaving behind old things that no longer suit you because your life is changing. And this can often be considered at the philosophical level. So it can sometimes be said, what you used to like in the past is no longer being exciting you the same, or you're not attracted to it, or it's not fitting with your current belief systems or your energies. Some of you appear to be headed on a total new direction as the month ebbs on into the rest of the year. I like the Fool card. It is very independent. It is more about yourself than other people, so it's about pleasing your own needs and understanding that we all have free will to make a change and to head in a new direction when we feel like it. The card number 12 is the Hanged Man, and it's an unusual word to have on here, sacrifice. So the Hanged Man usually comes to us when we are at a crossroads in life and pondering, do we go left or do we go right? And sometimes we have a great deal of trouble making up our mind, hence the reason you've got the two mind cards right next to it. So for some of you, there might be some really big decisions here playing on your mind about a future path that you are taking, but it feels as though you need to listen to your inner self, and you need to make sure that you are pleasing your first needs first and foremost with the Fool card. The Sacrifice card can indicate literally sometimes we have plans in place and we think, great, this is going to happen and that and that. And then you'll get to the junction of the T intersection and you go, oh, wait, why are the lights orange or red? I want to go through this real quickly. And the universe slows you down. So it's asking you to make sure that you are thinking logically and you are making the right decisions and steps on your journey as well. It can also reference the fact that the Fool and the Sacrifice card together are quite poignant and quite strong about referencing a whole change in direction. For some of you, this can be career related. For others, it could be personal relationships or personal belief systems. I noticed too the rainbow coming into her head, illuminating her head. So we have 3 cards in a row that are referencing your mind and the top of your body area. So there's definitely something going on there for April. We come down to the 3rd card and we see this again, another magnificently warm, gentle card, Hope. It says love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. So I hadn't really read any of that until we got to the card. But we've been talking a lot about the fact that you might have self-doubts or you might have self-worth energies going on, or you're not projecting yourself out in enough of a positive energy at the moment. So there are many, many different ways that we can help deal with these situations when they crop up. And certainly all of these beautiful cards at the bottom give us a degree of how to deal with that, and some of the things I have already talked to you about. So balancing in particular your mind energies, your body, your chakra fields, the foods you eat, whether you get enough sleep or not, balancing vitamins and minerals and hormones, all of those type of things help to bring about the ability to engage in clear mind, positive attitudes as we move forward. I think it's a powerful row, and it definitely is pointing in to the rest of the year as you guys are moving on and about making changes and heading in different directions. Again, this is going to be personal for each and every one of you. We come over here to the last row and we see the 8 of Hearts, the Ace of Swords, if you like, which is triumphant success, and Serapis Bay, which says ascension. Move into your true self, rise above the darkness, the light is here. So yeah, it was kind of like we've been working through this reading and we get to the very end and we see all this triumphant success. So something feels as though it might be breaking, as if you're getting a glimmer of achievement for whatever it is that's been on your mind or been bothering you or been weighing you down or been destabilizing you in any way. So perhaps it's that you undertake something, or you do some mentoring or therapy or mediation, or you rectify a situation within relationships, or you make a really firm decision about where you're headed in the future. The 8 of Cups often refers to leaving something behind that has been unbalanced, and the moon here in the background with the eclipse on it can refer to ecliptical energies that could have happened in February. So this could have been all merging back in time for you, this current state where you are now, possibly from February or even earlier than that. And it's about you finally making the decision to move on. Some of these can relate to personal relationships. They could be close romantic ones, or even just friendships that you've felt quite passionate about and invested in, but somehow it feels as though the balance wasn't quite there for you, and you've decided to turn your back on this current energies and move into this whole new territory. The Fool and that both have a similar message. And underneath it says there's a degree of success around this. So it feels as though it's taken you a while. You've been in this kind of energy over here, this funk, and you are coming into the light. And the same thing down here says you are rise above the darkness. The light is here. And that's exactly it's what this card is portraying. There was darkness here and the light is coming. So know that the moves that you are taking and the way you are progressing forward is all coming together as a package. I think this is an extensive reading that could take you quite a lot further into the year as well. So these are the sort of baby steps, which is what he said over here, one step at a time, to take you into the rest of the year as some sort of transitional changes are being made. Now, these could be quite large physical changes, or they could be just more deeply personal changes that other people may not even notice, but you will notice yourself. You could feel lighter and brighter. You could feel more satisfied. You could feel more engaged. You could feel as though something's been lifted off your shoulders, like a weight lifted off your shoulders. So there's all these type of things coming through this reading in particular. I'm not sure where the message about the practicality, house, home and trees came from for me, because looking in here, I do see that there definitely needed to be grounding being done, and I think that you will do that as you move through the month.